Hello, in this video I'm going to look at GNS3 with VOSS 9.3 release with Auto-MLT. It's a new feature that's in the software. I'll just show you the user guide, which just shows a little section on how to enable Auto-MLT on NNI links, and it gives you the commands to enable Auto-MLT as Auto-Sense Auto-MLT enable. So it's part of Auto-Sense feature, and this is enabled by default on 9.3. So I've got a couple of switches which I've created in this project. Switch 1 and switch 2 are connected together with two links. They will automatically build a multi-link trunk 512 with two links in it and form an NNI link across between them because they've automatically got fabric enabled on the switches. So there's some show commands I've put in here, and what I'm going to do is just to demonstrate what happens when I disable Auto-Sense on interface 1.1, because it's interesting that traffic still continues to flow across that interface, even though it's not part of the multi-link trunk and not part of NNI either. So just be careful that you don't have a situation like this, because we wouldn't want that to be in production, whereby you've got a split between the two, where one's an NNI and one's not. So if you're not aware that when you enable NNI, it's going to disable spanning tree. So I'll show you some commands just to show you what the output looks like when I take Auto-Sense off of one of the links. So Auto-Sense is great in that it automates the configuration. The switches can boot up, and if they're connected to each other, it will automatically sense that it's another switch, and it will form an ISIS adjacency between the two. So I'll just bring up the console for these two switches. They're already booted up, and I'll just go onto the command line of one of them, just logging in. And from here, I'm going to show the status of the two interfaces. So that's show interface gig state 1/1 to 1/2. So they're both up. And I'm going to show int gig Auto-Sense for the same ports. And you'll see that Auto-Sense is enabled on both the interfaces, and its state is NNI MLT ISIS up. And if we do show ISIS adjacency, we've got our MLT 512 showing up, and we do show ISIS interface. We can see we've got an MLT 512 point-to-point link, and if we do show MLT, that MLT 512 has got two ports in it, 1.1 to 1.2. And what I'm going to do now is go into the interface 1.1, and I'm going to disable Auto-Sense. And I'm going to do that by typing no Auto-Sense enable. And I'm going to exit. Now, if we do show interface gig state 1.1 to 1.2, those ports are both still up. If we do show ISIS adjacency, the MLT 512 is still showing up. If we do show ISIS interface, we still have a point-to-point multi-link trunk. And if we do show MLT, we only have the one port in the MLT, which is 1.2, because we've left that in with Auto-Sense enabled, but it's taken out the 1.1. So essentially we've got a multi-link trunk with one link in it. And then if I do show int gig statistics for 1.1 and do that a couple of times, you'll see the traffic is incrementing. And if we do show auto topology NMM, NMM, you'll see that 1.1 is still showing as having a neighbor on that interface. And if I do show spanning tree, MSTP port roll 1.1 to 1.2, you'll see that the port state is showing as forwarding for both. And you can see that spanning tree is disabled on the 1.2 because it's a fabric link, an NNI link. And if you do show VLAN members, that 1.1 doesn't have the two backbone VLANs active on 1.1. So you have to be really careful with this, because there's going to be traffic going across 1.1, which is going to be ARP traffic, spanning tree, BPDUs, LLDP packets, SOMMP, which is the old Nortel discovery protocol, which Auto-NMM table is based on, and DHCP discovery packets. So you're going to have some traffic going across this link. So in summary, I would say be wary of turning off Auto-Sense, especially on multi-link trunks where both links are still connected physically to each other on the two switches. And ideally, you just, if you're going to go the auto route, just make sure that everything's got Auto-Sense enabled and you're using the Auto-MLT as it's intended, and it just creates the multi-link trunk for you. So yeah, it's a good feature to have. And if I go back into 1.1 and I'm going to do Auto-Sense enable again, and I want to check my MLT, 1.1 and 1.2 are both in the MLT again. And if I do show in gig state for 1.1 to 1.2, they're both up, and show int gig Auto-Sense 1.1 to 1.2, they're both part of the NNI MLT ISIS automated configuration Auto-MLT. So that's a safer thing to have than disabling it Auto-Sense on one link and enabling it on the other. But as a feature, it works great. So just wanted to demonstrate this because somebody asked me to do this for them, and hope this helps. Thank you very much.